Alright guys, I'm actually going today. So you can see it's dark out. And got deer in the yard over there. I think there was one laying down there, but I scared it. I guess I thought they would have left. I seen them coming into the yard earlier. I think there's one right now. So yeah. So it's kind of, well, it's decent out because there's no wind, but it's supposed to get colder. So actually what they're talking is it's supposed to get in the mid 40s. I think here in a couple of days, and then that's supposed to be like that for a couple of days, and then it's gonna get cold, and then snow. But I think it was only a 35% chance of snow. So if we'll get in, I mean, we might get a dusting, but I don't know. And I see that our little fucktarts are back to, you're not going to be able to see it, but they're back to hauling those fucking vans again. They got a row of them. They're in the darkness. I don't know, it doesn't show up probably very well on the camera, but they got a row of chassis vans sitting over there again. So I think they had a few over there. So I think they're starting in with that again, even though they haven't done anything for quite a while. But I guess the first sign of trouble with those fucking retards, I guess I'll have to put my posts back in the ground again. So, but I took my posts out because I thought they were done doing that. And apparently they want to start in again with more trouble, so whatever. I don't know how long those things will stay there. Probably not very long, but who knows? With them, you just never know. So, yeah. And then, what is today? Monday? I think today's Monday. So, yeah, my phone's been pretty much been ringing off the freaking hooks. Pretty much all of them are scammers. And one had to do with Blue Cross or something like that. I can't remember what the hell it was, or Red Cross. I think it was Blue Cross. I don't know, but it was just it was a robot. So can't exactly tell a robot to go fuck themselves. So, and they didn't really have an option to talk to anybody, but I don't know. But I'm hearing now, for scammers anyway, I'm hearing that there's a lot of Christmas scamming going on now. Apparently that's what's floating around now. I haven't gotten anything like that yet, so not really sure what it's about, but it has to do with Christmas, I guess. So you know how that can go. But yeah, my phone's been ringing off the freaking hooks. You can't even hang it up, and then you got another call right away. So it's kind of been irritating. So, but you know, that's how it is. So none of those I could videotape because I think it was the very first one. Yeah, I think it was the first one. Nobody said anything. And then the second time, because it's a robot, we know that, but they tell you to push like 1 or 2 or whatever to actually talk to somebody. And when I did that, they, I don't know, I think I'm not really sure what happened because it just happened so fast. I don't really know what the hell happened, but it pretty much just made that tone like the phone was disconnected, you know, their phone number or something. So I'm not really too sure what the hell is going on there. So, and then later this afternoon, before dinner or whatever, or supper, or whatever. I don't fucking know. It was around 4 o'clock, I guess. We had that Blue Cross or whatever they freaking called, and of course nobody to really talk to, but you know how it is. But I don't know. I usually sometimes I'll try to call some of those numbers back, but of course they're either, they're dud numbers or they're dead numbers, or the phone just don't want to put them through. So it's kind of irritating, but it is what it is. So yeah. So there's that. All the damn scam calls today. But like I said, I couldn't record any of them because there was nobody there to, talk to. So it's all just robots. It was either robots or it was nothing. So, but yeah, if you guys haven't checked out my scamming channel for scammers, the link should be in the description, or it should be. It's actually, I think it's in 2 places on my main channel. If you go to my main channel, it's in 2 places. I think one's on the first one's on the very right side of my channel, and the one's way at the very bottom. So that's where the scamming videos go. That's why you don't see any scamming videos on this channel, because they all go there. But they're not very good ones, because these scammers seem to know, to say something smart and then they hang up on you pretty much right away. So I don't know what's up with that, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter anyway. So, but it is what it is. So, but yeah. And another thing I was gonna do. This is kind of the main thing I wanted to gripe about, because it happened to my sister, and of course it kind of got me kind of pissed off, because it's it has to do with FedEx, and I don't know, I haven't really ever had any issues with FedEx or UPS. I do with the old bastard, and that's the mailman, the second mailman. There's usually 2 of them. But the second one, the older guy, he has a habit of cramming shit in my mailbox and not bringing it to my door. Or if he does have to bring it to the door, he'll bring the packages to my door, right? Well, then he'll put my mail in the mailbox. Like, why don't you just bring both? That's what the first main mailman does. If I have a package coming and it won't fit in the mailbox, then he'll bring the package to the door, but he'll also bring the mail too. A lot of it's just junk mail, but he still brings it to my door, whereas the old bastard don't. I guess it's too much trouble to haul a few extra ounces of paperwork, or paper, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I call him all out on that. And then he also has a habit, the old bastard, he's got a habit of cramming packages in my mailbox that don't belong in there, because they don't fit for one thing. So he's just so damn lazy, he doesn't want to get out of his car, even though you could pull up into my driveway, and walk into my garage and set it on the table. So, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't really. He seems nice, but I mean, it's just his lazy attitude bullshit. I can't stand it. It's ridiculous. If you can't fit the package in my mailbox, you bring it to my door, but then you leave my mail in the mailbox. Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm basically making a trip for nothing when you could have just brought it to my door in the first place. It's called laziness. Look it up. So, but anyways, my sister's been dealing with FedEx the last few days, and she ordered something. I suppose from Amazon. I don't know. She orders a lot of shit from Amazon. I'm not really into Amazon. I like eBay a little better, but usually if I want something and I have to get it on Amazon, I'll usually kind of let my sister do that, because one, she has that Prime bullshit, so she gets stuff for a little bit cheaper and free shipping and whatever else. And I don't have that, and you got to pay for that monthly anyway to have that membership bullshit. Well, I'm not gonna piss around with that, so I'll just let my sister do it, and then I'll pay her back whenever the money rolls around, right? So, but my sister ordered something from, I guess, Amazon or whatever, and the FedEx guy supposedly has been trying to deliver her package for the last 3 days to her doorstep. And I can't remember exactly if they called her or if she called them. I don't really remember which way it went. It doesn't really matter anyway. But she got a hold of a lady at the office there, and she says, well, they've been trying to get a hold of you for the last 3 days. They want to deliver your package, and shit like that. And my sister says, well, ain't nobody been coming to my fucking door. So, and my sister even said too, like, well, pretty much, well, so the thing is with my sister is she's pretty much a stay-at-home mom, and she works from home, so she sees everything. And then on top of that, her would be that sliding door, I guess, that takes you out to your deck or whatever, because she lives in one of those damn apartments, but she has that deck, and you have a sliding door, obviously. Well, from that view, from looking through that door, you can see the FedEx guy or the UPS guy, whatever. You can see them pulling in the yard there, or the driveway or whatever, parking lot, and doing what they have to do, right? So, but my sister's always been watching and looking and other shit, and they never come to her door. They've never rang the door. They never did anything. They never knocked on the door, rang the doorbell, whatever the fuck it is. So my sister pretty much tore into them, and she pretty much told them that they have a bunch of lazy drivers, because sometimes FedEx would pull in there, and then he would open the back door like he was gonna, unload some packages and take them into the building, and I guess sometimes he never even did. He never unloaded anything. He just, I guess, made it look like he was doing something. So I'm not really too sure what was up with that, but maybe he thought he had some packages and then didn't have any, so he decided to leave. But it's kind of a joke. But here's another thing, and this is where I think FedEx and UPS really need to listen to this video. I wish this video would get out. The thing is that when my sister talked to them, and my sister said to them, like, well, is there any way that you can get a hold of the drivers that drive those trucks? And the lady at the office said no. Okay, why the fuck not? I'm pretty sure that drivers have cell phones, so you could get their cell phone number and you could contact them that way, or maybe you should start coming out with business phones, get your own dedicated phone lines for your business and give them to every driver and person at the office, so you can keep in contact with your drivers. And there's another option too, and this is what I do. I use two-way radios. How hard is it to get radio systems put in your vehicles? I didn't realize that costed you billions of fucking dollars. Like, you can do it for, it's going to cost you some money if you want good radios, but you're a business. You make billions a year anyway, so get a fucking radio, put the antenna on top of the roof, and then put a base unit in your office. It ain't that fucking hard. So then that way you can keep in contact with your drivers at all times. I don't know what the fuck it is you know, with what it is with these businesses that just can't afford two-way radios or use a cell phone. You know that there's, I mean, look at Midland. Look at Midland. They make radios. Two-way radios, handheld radios. Fuck, they even still make the classic CB radios. Okay? And, see, the thing is here and for us, yeah, we have cell phones. And I'm using a cell phone right now to make this video. But you know what? See, where I'm at, because we have farmland, so we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And sometimes cell phones don't always work. And that's why we started getting two-way radios. We started off with just ordinary CBs, you know, that truckers would use. And they did the job for a few years, you know, but then we decided that we're going to upgrade. Now we're upgrading to GMRS radios. And those cost more money, but you know what? You get more range out of them, you know, and stuff like that. So that's another reason why we have radios, you know, and I want to put radios and everything. Is so, for one, we are in contact with each other. And if something happens, then it's just a holler on a radio and be like, hey, get your ass back at the farm, something's happened, or, you know, or whatever, you know. Instead of trying to get a hold of me on the cell phones, which don't always work anyway, or hopping out in a vehicle and then driving all over town or wherever I'm at, you know, some people don't even know where the hell I'm at, you know. So that's where the two-way radios come into play. Or cell phones. Two-way radios, I think, are a little bit better, but, you know, but since my sister lives in a city, coverage is probably pretty much guaranteed there. Unless you know, the towers go down for some reason. But other than that, I think they get full coverage no matter where you're at. See, compared to where I'm at, I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere, you know, so we don't get the greatest coverage out here. So that's why we switched over to two-way radios, you know, because cell phones are just not reliable enough. You know, it's not exactly worth it. So, but to FedEx and UPS, I think it's time that you guys stepped up your freaking game and started adding some of this crap to your vehicles. It's not going to break your freaking bank account. What it is just laziness, and you guys are trying to skimp on money. Trying to save money by not investing in stuff that you probably need, you know. So, do it. It ain't that freaking hard, you know. So, but yeah, so then another thing is too that was so fucking stupid over here at the FedEx place there in the cities. She was talking to that lady, and that lady said, well, you have to wait now until Monday to get your package. And of course my sister's a little bit pissed off, you know, and stuff. Well, here's another thing is, I don't know if this bitch is new or she just don't care, or she just don't know. I mean, whatever the fuck it is, but apparently once December hits, FedEx and I think UPS, they're actually open on Sundays as well. Normally they're not, but they are for December because of all the packages and everything. And that's the only way they can keep up with the mess, is by, unfortunately, staying open even on Sundays. So, I don't know if it was just because my sister was so pissed off, or if they just finally realized that, hey, you know, we are open on a Sunday, that they finally brought her fucking package to her, and they actually knocked on the damn door, you know. So, but even on a Sunday, they did it. So, because supposedly they're open on Sundays. only in December they are. The rest of the year they're not. So, but I don't know. My sister says it's just lazy drivers on their part because the drivers don't want to do any more than they have to. You know, and like I said, I haven't experienced that, or, you know, because here they can just leave it at my doorstep, you know, and that's what they've been doing. Unless it's something really big that you have to sign, you know. Usually, if it's something you have to sign, well, then you usually have to schedule an appointment too. So then you're there to sign for it. So. And then by then, it's not going to even come by FedEx or UPS. It might come by somebody else. So, but for regular packages, you know, you never really have to sign for them. So I don't know why it was such a big deal, you know, why they just couldn't leave her package at the door or something, you know. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of a, you know, security thing that they do for businesses like that, or for apartments, because there's so many other people around that, you know, somebody could just walk off with your package and you wouldn't even know about it. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they don't do that. You know, they want to make sure that you actually get it. But I don't know. But my sister said that she's always, every time that FedEx has been there, and he's usually there every day, because there's always somebody ordering something there, you know. So he's usually there every day, and those 3 times he's never ever walked up to her door. So never rang the doorbell, never knocked, never did anything. So yeah, I mean, it's just laziness on their end because they don't want to do any more than they have to. You know, I get that your job is, you know, bullshit and you don't really care for it. Well, look on the bright side. At least it's paying your bills and it's keeping food on your table. You know, but just because you hate your fucking job doesn't mean you got to take it out on everybody else. If you don't like your job that much, you know, then quit. If you're that disgusted with it, then quit. Go find something else to fucking do then, you know. So I don't know, but it's just kind of, it sounds like laziness on their end. But for not having contact, you know, being in contact with the drivers at all times, that would be kind of, you know, like, I just don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's good for business. You know, there's no reason why they can't use cell phones. I mean, I imagine those drivers have their own personal cell phones on them at all times, because I mean, who would leave their home without it, right? Everybody's so glued to their cell phones nowadays. So get their cell phone number, call them, you know, or better yet, get some fucking two-way radios, you know. And since they make so much freaking money every year, they could easily go right up to ham radios and get maximum range out of their radios. You know, GMRS, you're a little bit more limited, and then CB, you're way limited, because CBs, you're lucky if you can get 10, 15 miles out of them. You know, so a base unit, you probably could get further with that, but for a mobile setup, 10 to 15 is probably about all you're going to get out of it, if you're lucky enough. And since they're in a city filled with concrete, their range might even be down to 5 miles, who knows. But at least with, you know, ham radios, they can punch that a little harder, a little easier, and, you know. And imagine they probably have repeater towers in those areas too, so they could be using them to talk to people. So that's just what I think they need to do. I think they need to start improving in their shit. So that's what they need to do. Because it's kind of stupid that we can't ever get a hold of it. You know, you can't get a hold of your drivers. You know. So, but, yeah, that's bullshit. I told my sister, too, to get one of those cameras like I have and to stick it on her front fucking door or something that way, you know. She can kind of prove, too, in a way that, well, nobody showed up at my fucking door. So, and my sister would know. she would know if somebody's at her door because, you know, she's there pretty much 24/7. She don't go to work. She's already at work. She lives at work. And she's also a stay-at-home mom because she's got kids. So there's always somebody there. The only time she's probably not there is when she decides to go out grocery shopping or doing whatever the fuck else she does. But she's home most of the time. So I think it's bullshit. I think they're just trying to, you know, kind of not blame themselves. But yeah, they got some fucking lazy drivers, and they need to either correct that freaking problem, or you need to do what I say and get some radios, or get their fucking cell phone numbers, or get your own company cell phones, and be in contact with the drivers that way. It's not that freaking hard to do that. So, but whatever. So, I don't know. So, yeah. I wonder if it's going to snow tonight. You think it's going to snow? I think so. So, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, but lots of noise going on over there. What the hell's going on over there? But yeah, I don't know. That's just, that pretty much just sums it up, I guess. It's kind of what I wanted to rant about. I know I've been doing a lot of ranting lately, but that's because there's so much crap going on that is, I'm pretty much boiling inside at this point. So, because all the freaking scam calls I got today, and then I had a couple days ago, and then now they're doing this with their vans again, which I thought they were fucking done. So I don't know. There's only, I think, like a dozen here, but they don't need to be even starting that. So that was thrown on top of that. And then, you know, then I heard about the FedEx thing. That happened a couple days ago, or yesterday, I mean. But I just didn't get around to talking about it because all my other videos were getting super long. So decided I'd just leave that out to now. But, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. I mean, FedEx, you need to, well, this goes for FedEx, UPS, and other freaking companies too. I think you need to improve. There's a lot of improving that they can do yet. Either get cell phones or, you know, go with the classic two-way radios, you know. And it wouldn't kill your bank account to do that, you know. And like I said, we're switching over to GMRS radios, and it's going to hurt my bank account for a while, but I know at the end, you know, when all's said and done, it's going to be worth it. I just got done ordering that coax wire for Big Red because I have an antenna for Big Red, but I don't have the wire. So I ordered that wire last night so I can put an antenna on Big Red. And the 1586 is already done. That's already been wired with the antenna and stuff. And then I got to do Big Red yet. And then after that, I can buy, you know, a couple of two-way radios, which another reason why I'm kind of putting that off is because I want to go with the 40 watts, even though that's really going to hurt my bank account. But it'll be worth it at the end because of the range and stuff. But the thing is that I heard from Midland was that they plan on changing their 40-watt radios. Everybody was griping and complaining and bitching and moaning and complaining, including me, that their 40-watt radios do not have weather band in them. But the 15-watt and then the 5 watts have weather band. But nobody could figure out why they couldn't put weather band in the 40 watts. Not that I would really need weather band. It's just, you know, it's a nice thing to have. You know, so you kind of know what's going on. You know, so that's why I'm kind of debating on I might just put it off for a while I mean, at least get the antennas and the wires and all that stuff around and be done with it. But I don't know when they plan on coming out with their new 40-watt radios. It might even be another couple of years. I don't know. But I don't really want to invest in 40-watt radios and then come to find out, like in a year or two, they come out with their new design. And then I have to turn around and then buy them all over again, So I might as well kind of just put it off and wait. So, but I don't know. We'll see if they don't. I mean, you could talk to Midland too. They might tell you something about that. They might tell you when they think they're gonna start coming out with them or whatever. But I don't know. So I'm just kind of waiting around to see when they'll come out with the new 40-watt radios. But that's kind of the reason why I'm not really investing towards the radios, because I kind of want to wait to see what they come out with a new one. But for now, I could do the wiring and the antennas and stuff like that, because it's all going to be the same anyway. They don't change it. So, and then that actually should be here in a couple days. I don't know. Midland usually doesn't take too long for shipping. They never give me a tracking number, so I never able to track my orders. So, whatever. So, and then I got to run to the hardware sometime this week and get some zip ties, because I am completely out of zip ties. And the ones that I had were only 8 inches long. I want longer ones, so I might go with maybe try to find ones that are at least a foot long or something like that, something a little bit longer, and because I'm going to want to be able to run my wiring. But that damn antenna or that wiring's not going to be here, I know, by when that good weather gets here, because there's going to be a couple days where it's going to be in the mid 40s. That would be a good day to run some wiring, but if it ain't going to be here in time, it ain't going to be here in time. Like I said, I ordered it Sunday night. Might take them a day or two to even process it, so who knows. But yeah, so that's just what's going on there. So I probably could go with the 15-watt radios because they have weather band and stuff, but kind of want the 40 watts. So, but yeah, to everybody out there, to FedEx and UPS, if you watch this video, if you can't, if you have no way of getting a hold of your drivers, there's a way to do it. It's like, do it. Either get some company cell phones, or get some fucking two-way radios. That's the reason why I went with two-way radios, is so that we're in contact with each other 99% of the time, So they could be doing the same thing too, but they just don't want to. And it's kind of disappointing, because that kind of hurts your reputation, when you piss your customers off, and I just don't think they care too much, I'm sure UPS and FedEx and everybody else, they get complaints all the time. I'm sure that's a daily thing. Well, maybe you should take it to heart then and listen. Why don't you actually, listen to your fucking customers for once? So, because you won't piss people off then. I wonder who that was. Somebody in a fancy Jeep-looking vehicle. So, I don't know. Going over to the ex-mayor's house. I think this guy finally got lucky and found a girlfriend now. I think that's a girl that's been going over there. That's been going on for the last couple of months. So, looks like he's finally got a date. So, about frickin' time. He's been here for so many years and he's never had a girlfriend or a wife. Looks like he finally got lucky. So, frickin' rights. So, but yeah, anyways, I guess that's pretty much it. I'm going to take off. I just wanted to make this little ranting video. If FedEx, if you watch this video, or UPS, or anybody else, there's cell phones out there. There's two-way radios. You try them. You might be surprised on what you can do with them. You know, at least you can keep in contact with your freaking drivers. So, but, I don't know. They just don't want to kill their bank account. Well, your bank account is far from empty. You have probably so much money in your freaking bank that you could fill the state of Minnesota 3 times over. So, yeah, I think you can afford some two-way radios. So, get yourself a damn good ham radio, a mobile, and put a damn good antenna on the roof. And you'll probably talk for a good 100 miles. You know, if you use repeater towers, I suppose. I don't know. That's something they would have to look into. So, well, yeah, anyways, guys, I guess I'm taking off. So, I guess, have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.